You told Bryn that we were going at you.
No, I said you asked me a question and I was telling you the answer.
Help, but you didn't get help.
I told you I didn't get help. It's perfectly fine life. How do you know that? Did you live my life, Erin? Did you live my life, Erin?
Oh, she's taking it.
No, I'm like, I want to know more about you. Your story is about your parents coming from Kenya. Is that not part of my story? No, we want to know about you.
Jessel.
Is that simple?
People share a story of their family. You are who you came from. They don't see that. It's annoying and actually quite embarrassing. Boom! Did I? You know what your new name should be? It should be Queen of Assumption because you just assume about everyone. Projecting her privilege onto me.
What's up, yo, it's Brian Keith and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of New York City, episode 10. And I think that this is probably like the best episode this season thus far. I think next episode is going to be good too. But yeah, shout out to Jessel and Uba. I feel like they definitely turned it up a notch. They realized what this situation is and they got the business. But y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for everyone that has been joining. And, you know, leave some comments down below. I love engaging with everyone. And, you know, enjoy the video.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, won it, securing the bag.
It's the next day. Bryn and Aaron, they're talking about the whole dinner from the night before, right?
So Jessel was so funny.
What did Jessel say last night?
Okay, so we wanted to like learn more because remember she told us a story about her life.
I actually didn't.
And, you know, Aaron feels that Jessel wants Bryn and Sai's story. And, you know, she's like, you know, at the end of the day, she wants this whole hardship and she wants that lifestyle that's not her. She grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth, kept blah, 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 right? And, you know, in the flashback, Aaron feels like Jess was lying about her interpretation of her own life.
It's okay if your parents help you. I feel like you're not honest about
Like, this is not adding up to me.
my parents told
My
me.
parents did not help me. Why would I lie about that? I mean, they didn't give me one single.
My parents paid for my college. That's perfectly fine. Doesn't mean that she didn't have a hard growing up. Basically, her parents could pay for her college and be like, okay, well, you got to do all this for us to pay for your school. There could be stipulation to it. We don't know the back and forth and the coming and goings of her life until she tells us, right? So for them to try to pick it apart and try to compare, because Sai is trying to compare. She's like, oh, well, you only had $20 in your account? Well, I had zero. I was homeless.
The point where I had $20 in my bank account. I'm not even.
There's a point when I had $0 and 0
Okay,
cents.
well-
It was negative $498.
They allow you to go.
Girl, just because you're homeless, your mom was over here on drugs, this, that, and the third, they gave you up for whatever, doesn't mean that Jessel hasn't went through anything either. So you talk about she wants to have your lifestyle, but you're comparing your lifestyle to hers when she's just telling you her story. And like I tell people, like, it's fine for Jessel to be questioned because I feel like at the end of the day, if you have questions, you have questions. But for repeated questions that are trying to make you seem like you're lying or trying to catch you in something, that's where the problem comes in at. Girls go to breakfast and, you know, they see that Jessel's over here snoring. That was a funny moment. Jenna over here flash everyone with the wind. Cuckoo everywhere. And, you know, we see all the girls getting dressed for the boat, like a little montage of them getting ready. So we see Bryn and Uba's body. Their bodies are banging. Okay? I said, yeah, they ate that. So the girls go on the boat and they see Captain Nelson. And, you know, Aaron asks, like, when can we start throwing people overboard? Because, yeah, Uba, you know, you got me, I'm gonna get you back. Cool, that's fine. You know, she wanted to do like a little prank war, right? So Bryn's over here sucking Jenna's finger. And I'm like, Bryn, is that all you want to suck?
Pineapple juice for us.
Thank you.
For us later.
So when does this get to be consummated?
Tonight. The magic happens tonight, Jenna.
Yeah. I mean, listen, things have not happened.
Aaron, Sai, and Jenna, they go swimming, and, you know, Jenna has a wetsuit on, and Sai is telling her, like, girl, like, you need to take that off. But I'm like, if that's how she feels comfortable, at least she's engaging with everyone and not just sitting back. She's doing whatever she can to make herself comfortable. Let her do that. She want to wear a wetsuit, let her wear a wetsuit. I mean, I get it. It can be like, okay, girl, why you got a wetsuit on? But that's her. Okay.
So we really missed you last night. I needed my bodyguards. These two came at me. Which ones? Aaron and Sai. Really?
But back up, you know, it's Jessel, Uba, and Bryn. Jessel tells them, you know, I don't have to explain myself to none of y'all because basically the whole night when she being questioned, she said, I don't have to explain my background to none of y'all. But when I do explain it, don't chastise me about the context of what I'm saying.
What do you think they were trying to get at? I think Aaron thinks I'm lying about the fact that, like, I grew up with nothing.
I totally agree. I feel like Uba and her confessionals was spot on every single time.
Have anything? Nobody's compare of how much. $20 zero is all the same. We're broke. You're broke.
So we see later that, you know, when the deck camp comes, She's like, oh, put the shot in my mouth. I'm like, I'm like, girl, at some point, we could take a little bit of flirtatious because, you know, the girl's confident in herself. She's confident in her body. That's just who she is. Sometimes it can be a bit much.
Brand Lyons. Oh my God, I can see it. The invites, the credit card statements, the deed, the house.
I'm just like, girl, you ain't gonna turn it off ever. You was just gonna be turned on. She gonna be turned on every time. So Jessel, she gets up to drive the boat, not the yacht, but the boat. And Bryn took the opportunity to tell the whole group, right, that, you know, Jessel basically feels like y'all were, you know, throwing shade at her and like really bombarding her for the context of, you know, what happened.
Just talked to you and she's like, those two out there, they came at me last night.
We weren't going at her. I said, just tell the truth.
She was like, they were really like
annoying
nitpicking and getting into.
So Jessel comes back and the girls start grilling, i.e. Sai really start going in. She's like, at the end, we don't just believe your story. And I'm like, Sai, for you to say you don't care about what she's going on in her life, you have a lot of vitriol in the way that you're speaking towards her at that moment, yelling and being very boisterous with your words. I'm just like, girl, at some point, it's not that deep for real. If she's saying that's her life, that's her life.
The answer's not simple with you, Jessel. It's never simple with you. Okay, so well, did you get help? Did you didn't get help?
I told you I didn't get help. I said
To be honest, nobody questions, besides Aaron, half the stuff to come out of Bryn's mouth. Bryn be saying some stuff, you're just like, girl. Now, do I believe it? Yes. Do I feel like it's a little bit, little 20 on 10? She put a little in it. Yeah, I do.
Jenna can say her mother was an alien, and these girls will believe it, right? Jessica can bring her mom to them and be like, this is my mom. They'll be like, we need a DNA.
So I started being like, at the end of the day, we want to learn about you. We want to know about you, not your uncle, not your daddy. She's like, okay, but my parents and my family is the extension of who I am. So that's, you know, she's like, no, that's not your story. That's not your story. I'm just like, girl, like Uba said, it is a generation, a lineage of people. That's your story, good or bad.
I'm like, I want to know more about you. Your story is about your parents coming from Kenya. Is that not part of my story? No, we want to know about you.
Jessel.
It's that simple. It's that
right? So Aaron feels like Jessel wants to have the hardship and want to have that hard life and wanted to have that trauma. And my whole thing is, at the end of the day, like, girl, this is not the oppression Olympics. If you want to have that life, if you want to be like, oh my God, woe is me, girl, take it like a crown. But don't over here try to make it seem like she can't have her perception of growing up and having it hard. You have to realize a lot of people, and I wanted to say this last week, but a lot of people like want to be like, okay, well, I had it hard, but you didn't have it as hard as me. It doesn't matter if her perception is that she had it hard. She had it hard. Let's say Jessel was over here in London and her parents was affluent and, you know, this and third, and she came with her uncle, and her uncle's like was a struggling artist who just gave her a place to live, not any funds or whatever. Like that's two different socioeconomic classes, up, down.
Incredibly hard when you lived with your rich uncle.
I said I live with my uncle. Did I say he was incredibly rich?
Oh my God.
Did I? You know what your new name should be? It should be Queen of Assumption because you just seem
So Jessel basically calls Aaron. She's like, you are the queen of assumptions. You are the queen of just assuming shit about people and you don't even know the facts. You're just going off of what you think. Oh, I think. No facts, right? And she says, like, you know, you're projecting your privilege, white privilege, onto me.
It just seems like Erin is projecting her privilege onto me.
I'm not going to try and justify my shit to you guys, okay?
You don't have to.
Okay, so then why do you care?
I was like, Jessel and Uber ate this all the way through. They were saying so much. My whole thing is when they want to compare themselves, everyone's life is so multifaceted and they have little nuances that make everything different. Yes, they say that they're struggling, right? Sai was struggling, but Sai was homeless and, you know, had $0 to her name. Jessel was struggling. Jessel had it hard living with her uncle and only had $20 to her name. It's almost the same thing, but just different nuances, which is fine. But it's like, I feel like Bryn, majority Sai, want to be the only one that's like, oh my God, I had this story. Whoa, it's me. And it's a compelling story. But you can't just make it seem like, girl, I'm the only one that can have that story. Girl, a lot of people had it hard, especially in New York. Okay. Sai just like, you know, I don't care. It is what it is. And Jessel was like, okay, I guess so. I hope we cool. So, you know, the boat trip is done. Back at the villa, all the ladies are starting to get dressed to go out for dinner. All the ladies look great. I think this is the best dressed episode that everybody looked. Everybody looked great. For Erin to be 35, Erin dresses like a older woman. Erin dressed a little bit like Sutton, just less fashionable, right? So the girls sit down at the restaurant. They get a cocktail, and you know, we're having teachable moments from Bryn. You know, she's talking about, you know,
one thing, you know,
the girl is just child. She's like,
one thing guys like is when you choke on it.
Fill in the blank. You already know what I'm talking about. I'm just like, girl, she can't take the sex out of nothing. The girl is just, she's just gonna flirt it down. That's just her, right? So, you know, she does the demo, the people in the back look alike, but they all share like their most embarrassing stories. Bryn said that she stuck a tampon up her butt with no lube. Jessel said that she slipped in the club, fell into the grotto in the club, and basically was wet from head to toe, and bra was up to here, so titties was just out. Jenna said she fell down a stairs and fell down the stairs in the club at the O bar. Sai said she shit on herself. Uber said she was in a club and this guy was following her. She was like, oh my God, why are you following me? Get away from me. He was like, oh, you got some paper towel, you got toilet tissue stuck to your foot, and it's dragging throughout the club. She said she was embarrassed, she left. I've been mortified, oh my God. And Aaron was like, yeah, you know, the most embarrassing thing for me was like, you know, my child was screaming and crying on the plane. Is that embarrassing? Yes. Would that be irritating? Yes. But girl, you couldn't come up with nothing juicier than that, I guess. Back at the villa, everybody gets out and the driver's like, Uber, your phone.
Such a dumbass, this Uber. Thank you. I'm gonna with her. Thank you so much for this.
And Aaron was like, oh my God, I'll give her phone. She's gonna prank her by not having her phone. Now, there's a lot that goes on with this, so we're gonna really talk about it in a minute. But you know, Aaron basically trying to push Uber into the pool. Aaron realized that Uber is like strong and she can't even move her. She tried to move, she was like,
How about I just pull myself?
No,
I
wait.
got myself.
No. This doesn't count, by the way.
and then Sai ran over, just push her in the pool, right? So Aaron's like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't count because I didn't push her in the pool, so it is what it is. I'm just gonna keep her phone and just do a prank, but keep her phone. So Uber's pissed the next morning. She pissed off. Uber's just like, at the end of the day, Aaron took my phone. I don't know what is going on, and I don't know why you thought that was funny, but it's not funny.
I am so pissed. You know Aaron had my phone and didn't want to give it to me? Do you know I have a family that I need to tell them that I'm okay?
She was pranking.
Sai, because she's talking to Sai. Sai's like, oh, I knew about it. That's why I told Jessica to basically get the phone. So Uber's mad at Sai as well, because she's like, okay, so Sai knew that she had my phone, and they think this is the game, this is a joke, this is funny. It's not funny, because like with me and my family, one thing we do is whenever we're traveling, we always check in to make sure that everyone is okay, everyone that's up to date. So when she said that, I was like, girl, I'm here with you, because if I don't hear from my sister or my brother or my mama, whatever, and I don't know that they're safe while they're on vacation, it ain't gotta be something deep. It's like, hey, you know, made it back, blah, blah, blah. Cool, I know you good, we know you good. That's just how we do in families. So when she said that, I was right there with her. I'm like, now you got people worried. You got your credit card on your phone. You don't know if you have to go get a new phone. Maybe you lost it in the water. You just came back from the restaurant. Maybe somebody stole it. You don't know. All your whole life is in the phone. So I would have been highly upset.
Just so came to look out the phone with me. So I group text to
we see like the surveillance camera of them trying to find the phone at nighttime, and that would piss me off too. I'm just like, girl, pissed. So you know, Sai goes to Aaron's room and tell her, because you know that's one thing Sai gonna do is run it back.
But literally, she didn't even know it was gone.
She checks her phone every 5 minutes.
It was a prank. I've actually never seen you so upset.
This is stupid.
So Sai goes, tell her. She said, you know, yeah, just give you a heads up. Uber's pissed off at you about the phone. And Aaron's like, well, I gave it back. No. After they asked, like, hey, have you seen the phone? When she texted from Jessica's phone, she's over here doing all these pictures, like, anybody got time? So now, and one thing I did like that Sai did is the fact that she held her accountable. She said, I would have been pissed off too. You should have did that. Boom. And she's like, oh, it was a prank. It was a prank. It was a joke. 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 But when Bryn was making jokes about your husband, it was a joke. It was a joke. It's a joke. Right? At your engagement party. But now, when it pertains to you, it's just a joke. Okay. But you know, all the girls are getting ready for breakfast. They go downstairs. Uber gave Aaron the cold shoulder and side too.
Good morning. What are you mad at me? It feels actually very mean. It feels really mean.
She basically saw Bryn. She was like, hey, sweetie. And just ignored everybody else.
Good morning.
Why are you gonna kiss? What did I do?
Aaron's like, you know, Uber's being so mean to me right now. And, you know, I just don't like it. I'm just like, girl, she's being mean to you, but you took her phone. So now that everybody is about to leave, they're getting ready to go to RTVN or get on these little cars. I don't know. Uber is making it a point to ignore Aaron. She giving her the cold shoulder. She's looking at everybody else. She's not looking at Aaron. And Aaron's like, you know, I'm very scared. I'm very intimidated. And this point is pissing me off because it's a microaggression and it's very subtle. Because how is she pissing you off when she's not even talking to you? She can give you the cold shoulder, but how are you scared? Scared of what? She's not talking to you. She's ignoring you. So what are you scared of? The unknown? I'm confused. Like, so for you to be like, I'm so scared. I'm so intimidated. You weren't intimidated when you took that phone.
Right now, I'm intimidated because Uba's making it a point to single me out, not to look my way. I'm a little scared.
Should we bring bathing suits? Just in case.
You weren't intimidated when you was going out everybody else. That's what pissing me off, because you're not about to try to play the victim when she just said that she's upset. So Aaron stepped away, and then all the trucks was coming, and Uba's like, I think we're still waiting for Aaron. I still think we're waiting for Aaron. So Aaron hears her name, and instead of, you know, deep diving and figure out what she's, you know, what's the context of her calling her name, she's over here just like, don't say my name. Don't say my name. I hear my name. Don't say my name.
Aaron was here, right?
I hear her saying my name. Stop saying my name when I'm not around.
I didn't say your name.
I heard you say
No,
Aaron.
I said Aaron was standing right here.
What you're
So she came back on rah-rah. She just wasn't expecting for Uba to not only match her energy, but overthrow her energy.
You said
No,
Aaron.
I said Aaron was standing right here.
I don't care what you're
They
saying about
wanted
me
to
right
know
now.
who you
I
are.
don't want you to say my name.
Guess what?
Get out of my face.
I'm not getting out of your face.
Get out of my
I did not say.
Because when Uba, she said, I wouldn't say your name in a negative way, blah, 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 blah. And Uba got into her face. And she said, get out my face, get out my face, get out my face. And she snatched some glasses, them sunglasses off her face.
Say your name, okay? Take these glasses when you're talking to me, first of all.
Do not grab me.
Listen.
Do not grab me.
Oh, that's when Aaron was like, oh no, get out of my face. Oh my God, what are you doing? You don't yell at me like this. You don't yell at me like this. You telling her that she don't yell at you, but you let Sai yell at Jessel on the boat. And it was cool. You didn't say nothing about Sai not yelling at Jessel. So now that Uba's yelling at you, it's a problem. Oh, you don't yell at me.
Phone. You are not allowed to had my phone.
Get
You
away
had
from me.
my phone.
Get away from me.
Why did you have my phone?
Get away from me.
Why do you have my phone?
Uba.
Like Uba said, at the end of the day, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Nothing. So that was the end of the episode, and Uba shocked me. Uba and Jessel are handling what they gotta handle because they are trying to make them out. They're trying to make them the problem when it's clearly y'all see that there's a cause and there's a reaction. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.